Welcome back everyone. In this lecture, we are going to dive into using Wireshark to discover data sent through forms, specifically focusing on how usernames and password can be captured when someone fill out a form on a website. This will give us a good understanding of how data is transferred during login attempts, especially in insecure environments. Now, I have already got BetterCap running in the background, so I am acting as the man in the middle. Let's switch over to Wireshark, where I will start a new capture. I have set the filter to only capture HTTP packets. So it's going to show me only the HTTP traffic. Let's navigate to a test website for this demo. So it's going to show me only the HTTP traffic. Let's navigate to our target machine and open browser. And let's navigate to a test website. For this demo, I am going to use oneweb.com. Keep in mind that this is an HTTP website, so the data we send here is not encrypted. Open the first link. As mentioned in previous lessons, we know we need to target an HTTP login page. But don't worry, we have also covered how to bypass HTTPS and HSTS. So if you need to downgrade a site from HTTPS to HTTP, that's something we are already learned. For this example, I will log in with the username admin and the password is 123456. Once I hit login, Wireshark should capture all the packets related to this transaction. Now that we have done, let's try something a bit more advanced. We will head over to a site that uses HTTPS. Like linkedin.com. linkedin.com. I will downgrade it to HTTP, and once that's done, we will try to capture login data as well. Click signing button for login. And I will log in with a sample username and password. Let's use s3cloudhub@gmail.com and enter password 1234567890 and press signing. Now back to Wireshark to analyze the data. Where things get interesting. I will stop capturing now, and what we need to focus on are the post requests. Login forms and most form submission send data using post. So if you are hunting for login information, this is where you should look. Scrolling through, we can see a post request to the login page on oneweb.com. Let's expand that and take a closer look at the HTML form data. As expected, we see the username as the admin and the password as the 123456, clearly visible. Now I close it. Further down, we find the post request for linkedin.com. As you can see, here is the login form. Press double click and let's expand this and scroll down to the HTML form data. Again, we can see the login credentials. Here is the username s3cloudhub@gmail.com and here is the password 1234567890. This demonstration shows how powerful Wireshark can be when it comes to capturing data flowing through a network. Even though BetterCap is great at sniffing password, sometimes it might miss filtering out usernames or other details. But with Wireshark, we capture everything that passes through our network interface. Now I minimize the Wireshark, and one cool thing you can do with BetterCap is to save all the data it captures into a file. You can do this by modifying the caplet configuration. Open our caplet, locate our caplet file and open it into a text editor. So add the command here and type net.sniff.output/root/capture file.cap. Press Ctrl F to save it. This will store all captured data into a cap file, which you can then open in Wireshark for further analysis. This is really handy if you are working on a resource constrained device, like a small laptop or even a phone. One last tip, one last tip, Wireshark's find features is incredibly useful. You can use Ctrl F to search for specific terms in the captured packets. For example, if you are looking for a login attempts for a username S3 Cloud Hub, just search for the keyword S3 Cloud Hub. This feature makes it super easy to find login names and specific tags or any other details that may have been captured. And that's it for this lecture. I hope this gives you a clear understanding of how to capture form data, including usernames and passwords, using Wireshark. Remember, always practice ethically and legally. Stay tuned for more lectures on how to enhance your skill in network analysis and ethical hacking. So, see you in the next one.